So as you can probably tell by the tags above and below, this is going to be a bit more of a conspiracy theory video. So when I put this for future reference in a video, these tags above and below, I want you to listen to what I'm saying, think about what I'm saying before you repeat what I'm saying, because some of it, while the information here is accurate and true, what I'm pulling from it may not necessarily be 100% accurate. But I still think it's worth talking about, worth sharing, and worth other people thinking about. That being said, what am I going to talk about? Well, if you're a communist or you hate Trump, or even if you're a member of the Russian government, I think you should be thanking the mainstream news media for handing you the US government on a silver platter, just giving it right to Russia. How do they do this? I'm going to explain. Now, we have this Mueller investigation that happened for the past 2 or so years, where the mainstream news has been constantly saying that Donald Trump is going to get impeached, that we know he colluded with Russia, that anytime now, next week, he's going to get charges, next week, a big bombshell, nonstop for 2 years. I heard it from my family. I've seen it on the news. It's kind of exhausting. Now, to be fair, there were some charges filed, none of it relating to Russia. And I also think that if you were to investigate anybody for this long, for 2 years, you're going to find some dirt somewhere. That's kind of how politics works, especially in this country, but probably most countries as well. But the takeaway and the important part for this video is that nobody was charged with any crimes relating to working with Russia to swing the 2016 election. Not only was that told to Congress, but also the American people, that the Mueller investigation had found no evidence of collusion with Russia, but Mueller also released a memo saying something to the effect of, hey, I spent 2 years looking into this. The best of my investigative ability says he didn't do anything. There is nothing here. I'm sorry. End of story. And it should have been the end of story. But the mainstream news media, who spent, again, the last 2 years telling us that this is going to be the end of Trump, they can't let it go. It's like a drug. And now they're saying that there's something in this report that will prove that Donald Trump or a member of his team has colluded with Russia. Why is this so important? Well, if Russia decided to create a fake document that says Donald Trump or a member of his team worked with Russia to swing the 2016 election, all they have to do is threaten that document with a member of Congress who sides with Trump, a member of Donald Trump's cabinet, or Donald Trump himself. And they will be heavily incited to go along with the blackmail, because usually how blackmail works is you start out small. It's just a little favor for me. I'm not going to ask you too much. I just want this little thing. But if you don't, I'm going to ruin your life. And then it gets worse and worse and worse. It's usually so small that you don't think anything of it. But the question is, of course, why would this work so well? Well, even if you decide to do the right thing and report this thing and don't do what Russia says. No, I know they asked me to do a small favor, but I know how blackmail works. I'm not doing it. Screw you. And then you go and you report to the intelligence community and you say, hey, I was just contacted by a Russian spy, blah, blah, blah. This is going to happen now. This is what they threatened. And the intelligence committees, they come out and say, well, when Russia does this, don't believe it. Mainstream news, I don't think they will be able to let it go. They will complain if there's a gag order put on reporting it, even though they know it's fake. They will report on it nonstop. And they will insist that Donald Trump would get impeached. I don't have any faith in the integrity of our mainstream news, because the mainstream news knows that if they report on this, that they will make a butt ton of money. And when it's released, the American people as a whole will say there's proof. Donald Trump will get impeached. So anyone in his cabinet, anyone in Congress, Donald Trump himself, they all probably know that there would be caught in a no-win situation because of our mainstream news media. So, to sum up, all Russia has to do is create another fake document because we all know fake documents work really well in politics to threaten anybody in Congress. And there will be a no-win situation for that person. So when you see Russia release a document saying Donald Trump colluded with Russia, you might want to wonder whether or not somebody in Trump's cabinet did the right thing. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave me some comments. I really want to hear from you guys what you think on this one, specifically more than the other videos. And I hope you all have a really, 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 really awesome day. End of video.